there, group. Eric William here with Indie Films Backstage at the Indie Gathering, actually the 25th anniversary of the Indie Gathering. And we're doing things a little different this year. We've gone virtual, hence this whole Zoom meeting. So I tell you what, I've got a fantastic actress actually nominated for Best Lead Actress in a feature this weekend here at the Indie Gathering, Caitlin. Welcome to the show, Caitlin. Thank you so much for coming. And
thank you, Eric, for having me. Thank you.
I tell you what, for the folks that weren't lucky enough to be here virtually, I guess, introduce yourself and tell them what brought you out here to the Indie Gathering.
Well, I'm Caitlin Burt. I'm in Love Happens, which is a little rom-com in the Indie Gathering. Liza's first feature-length film, and also my first feature-length film being a lead in. It's quite a lot to do, and that's what brought me to it. I'm super stoked to be nominated for my first time for this kind of thing.
Wow, that's kind of nuts. That's your first feature, and you're nominated for Best Actress. I mean, that's and actually, from what I've heard from Liza, the shooting schedule was kind of hectic. You only had 8 days over a 9 days period to get everything, from the ground running. And that's insane for a feature. So you really must have had to come to this, uber prepared. Take us a little bit behind what it's like to be an actress when you're like, this is my schedule. We're going to film a feature. Take us a little bit behind that.
Yeah, I wanted to be super prepared. And we started filming late summer. I think I got the job around June. So I was already like, there's not a whole lot of time here. But the pre-production schedule started to kind of fall apart where actors were in and out, roles were changing, and some of the production was just haywire. And I was like, I'm not totally sure if this is going to go through. And she was like, I don't know either. There's a couple pieces we have to fit together. And I was like, I don't know how much more I can actually prepare as an actor without knowing if it's going to happen. So the amount that I wanted to prepare, I probably did half of what I wanted. And I had to work stuff on the fly so that I could keep everything straight on production. And there were so many words. She wrote such a dialogue heavy script. So it was really challenging.
Right. I mean, honestly, as I'm watching this, and this was before I even knew the schedule, the dialogue is what actually makes this the deconstruction. I don't want to spoil too much, but she actually mentioned it, the deconstruction of a rom-com almost, and everything, all this dialogue that's going into it, and you delivered it on point. I mean, honestly, it's your performance is you, and actually the actor who played your brother. You guys had a very, very good communication, very good chemistry. How did that come about? Did you know the actor ahead of time? Did you just guys spend time back and forth running lines? How did you develop that chemistry with your the actor that plays your brother?
Dude, I had actually never worked with Bobby before, and he was one of the people that I got to come on late because some of the actors were supposed to be coming from out of town and were dropping, or schedules were conflicting. And so I went to my agent like, how can we get some more Michigan actors in here, and who do you recommend? And he kind of took it and handled it and brought Bobby on. And Bobby was such a pro. And I don't know if it's a function of us both being, I don't know, Michiganders who always nearly missed each other in all of these jobs, that we were like, oh, we finally get to work together. And we were really stoked. And both just have been hustling for such a long time. So it's like we were pretty due to work together and due to work on this size of project, I think.
Yeah, and it really, like I said, it came across pretty awesome. Especially my favorite, I think, scenes of all of them were like that last scene where, and again, I'm not going to give any spoilers away, but and I'm just excited that I got to watch a movie. But the last scene where everything's kind of coming together and you think you're going to get a few more answers, and then it's over, and I'm like,
yeah, way to leave you wanting more. Like, that's
what I told her. I said, honestly, what I think I loved about your performance was this whole, concept of what happens, love happens. And it's just, you really brought that to home. And, I appreciate that. It actually brought me into the movie. And I've made a few films myself. So I find a lot of times maybe filmmakers try to analyze the film too much and they don't really get to enjoy the film. But when somebody like yourself brings us into the movie, it's refreshing. And it was a very, very job well done.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. To be honest, I when I watched it, the final thing, I was like, is that me? Like, I don't remember trying to do that. Am I still that actor today? Can I do that again? I don't know. Was that an accident? I don't know.
Right.
Just
And
lucky.
sometimes that's it was pretty awesome. Like I said, it was very well done. And we actually, I just was just in the middle of watching another film that you're in. What was it? Pajama Party Workout? Is that? Yeah, Work Night. Pajama Party Work Night. I like literally, I was in the middle of it when when this started. So
I interrupted.
no, that's again the beauty of virtual. I can actually go back. Tell us a little bit about that one, if you could, and what led you into that project.
That one was a lot of fun. So I do YouTube content. I do sketch comedy and stuff. So the more I post to my network and stuff on Facebook and across YouTube and whatever, people just ask me if I want to work on their projects, which is great. It wasn't, I guess that was kind of my intention actually, selfishly, but
Of course.
but things weren't getting me what I wanted. So I just started making things and that started getting me where I wanted. So I got to do this cool little comedy project with Pat Neff and his crew. And there was a little bit of green screen, a little bit of effects, bunch of it was a female comedy ensemble. So they were all great and it was so much fun bonding on both projects. Really,
Yeah.
we bonded with everyone in the cast.
I was about to say the first thing I noticed was the you know, it's a great female ensemble. You know, there's this back and forth going around the table as you're all trying to work and come up with ideas, and that's about as far. I'm in the little part where the virtual characters dancing around the earth, Speedy or Lighty or whatever you're going to name them. I'm not sure yet, but but so far it's a lot of fun. You just again the back and forth, the camaraderie that you're building on there is that something that you guys know each other because it was such a good ensemble, or did you guys bring this in kind of meet each other on set?
Yeah, I actually didn't know very many people on that project either. And I hadn't even worked with Pat before. He had done the editing on a project that I was in a long time ago. So he knew me, but I didn't know him.
Mhm.
And yeah, the movie, I like that movie's fun because the bad guys are like guys, like a couple men, right? But they have fun with it. Like
That's the best part, right?
their parts and yeah, we make fun of that whole situation of the woman trying to like get a little bit ahead in the workplace. Just a little, just, can I have one win, please, kind of
Right.
thing. Yeah.
That's what I like about it. And that's what it is. It's kind of telling that message, but you know, like you said, in a kind of fun, nice way, I guess. I don't know, but
Yeah, not really digging at anyone too directly, but in a way that like everyone can laugh at it and enjoy it.
exactly, yeah, yeah. It's very again, so far so good. It's got a couple more minutes left. So, now as far as future projects, do you have anything that's in the works right now that you're working on? What can we look forward to?
I have a little sci-fi movie called Aliens Reaction. It's just me and a couple of actors, and I put myself on green screen a lot because it was pandemic. This was shot entirely during pandemic,
Oh,
and
wow.
a guy from Iran did all of the visual effects. It's mostly his project. So still waiting to see what comes of it and how he puts the story together because I just did these scenes. So, but I love sci-fi. So and this Love Happens was a little bit sci-fi too in there.
Yeah,
So
that's again, it really was. It was a lot of different things. So, yeah, I mean, honestly, it was one of the kind of the neat things about Love Happens is you're not sure which trope it's, you know, is it sci-fi, a little bit of thriller, a little bit of mystery, a little bit of suspense, you know, spies, espionage, and it's rom-com. It really does a nice job of how the whole story kind of comes together. So that's great. And obviously, since you love sci-fi, you sell it. That's so that's good. As far as work and how we can find you, you mentioned a YouTube channel. What other what's your YouTube channel, social media? How can people find you now that you're an award-winning actress or soon to be best winning, you know, best leading lady there? What can we how can they find you?
well, my YouTube is Caitlin Burt, along with my Twitter. Love to interact with people there. Whether you like indie films or you like comedy or you're another filmmaker and you just want to talk. I've been all about it lately. On Instagram, I'm Kate Sly but you can probably just find me with my name everywhere. I love anyone who comes and watches my comedy. I'm like, yes.
Yes. So yeah, we'll definitely make sure that we get your name out there, because very well deserved. I think since this was your first feature and right out the gate, and you're already, nominated for Best Lead Actress, I can only see really good things for you moving forward. So I'm very excited to.
Thank you so much. It's such a hard grind, man, but thank you so much.
Yep. That's that's kind of like the payoff. You put a lot of time and a little effort in, and this is what you get. So congratulations. I tell you what, before we leave, one thing I'd like to ask, especially actors, that as far as your process, there's people out there that may be watching this that maybe thinking about being an actor or getting into independent films or just getting into filmmaking. What advice might you give them that that you could maybe, something that you learned along the way that maybe you want to pass along to somebody that's watching this wanting to just start out?
I think if you're determined to get into it, if you can come into it from a direction that you love already, because if you're just trying to play the game of the audition game, the business game, the headshot resume game, it feels pretty much like a rat race, and there's not a lot of joy to get there. I don't think it's very hard to squeeze the joy out of that. But if you can get into improv, if you get into a comedy troupe, if you emulate the actors that you like and figure out what their acting technique is, and then find a really good teacher. Don't let yourself struggle alone for too long. Like, find good teachers, coaches, classes, anything to give you a sense of belonging and camaraderie, because it's a very solo, sad, lonely profession if you don't do some of those things. So think ahead. It's going to be hard. So you're like, how am I going to make this as fun as I can, knowing how hard it's going to be? How do I safeguard myself a little bit? Do that. You might save yourself like a little bit of heartache and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's great advice. I mean, honestly, you can't take a lot of things said to you at heart. You're going to get 1,000 rejections before you get that yes, or, find that group that accepts you for who you are. That's great advice. So, well, I tell you what, I won't keep you for too long, because I know we're creeping up on award ceremony time here. I want to thank you very, very much for joining us here on the show tonight and attending the Indie Gathering virtually this year. And so we'll let you get into collecting your awards. Make sure, folks, that you check out Love Happens. Actually, how about future festivals? How can somebody maybe find Love Happens? Are you aware of any future festivals or anything down the road?
I'm not aware of any future festivals because we just went through a couple of them. It was on the Great Lakes Film Festival app.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to bring that back or if she's going to put it on Amazon or different apps, different ways. Not too sure.
That's all right.
The website will have that info.
Yeah, I was going to say, we'll make sure all that is. So folks, make sure you check out Love Happens. Pajama Party Work Night. Is that going to be something that is going to be out there floating around in more festivals, or?
I believe that is on Amazon already.
Already.
It might be in some festivals still.
All right. So we'll make sure that we check you out. So again, thank you so much for joining us. We'll let you get into the gathering, get to the word show. And folks, thanks for joining us right here on Indie Films Backstage. We're taking you backstage behind today's best independent films. We'll see you next time.